After watching King Kong and witnessing Jack Black's character Carl Denham run amok with people's lives, I had to make this video. The title says con man, but this video is about con men, con women, and con individuals. It includes anyone running scams, living double lives, doing drops, all of that. It's all inclusive, okay? I was also inspired to make this video after hearing the stories of Citation, Abraham Shakespeare, and those affected by Caesar Pena. So let's get into these 5 ways to avoid a con man. Number 1, you want to be alert, be vigilant. Don't be so trusting. You don't want to walk through life jaded, but you got to take things with a grain of salt when someone offers you information. Sometimes you can have a really good conversation with people and, things can resonate in your soul, in your spirit, and it can be life-changing, but a good level of skepticism versus naivete goes a long way. Number 2, have your granny, your uncle, your daddy, your ride or die, your bestie. You want them to meet that individual. A common trend in the stories I hear is that people who get caught up in these situations, they often operate on a one-man island. They make this stranger the center of their universe without having them tested by someone with some wisdom, someone with a good head on their shoulders. You want to have them, your family, your loved ones, you want to have them meet that person in person. That's the preference. This will give them a good read on, their body language and things like that. But the pro tip here is the person that you bring, right? They have to act like they're interested too. If, in the case like it's an investment or a religion or something like that, they got to act like they're interested. That's going to allow the person to talk the same game that they would. If not, the person is going to be on alert. I mean, they already have a good sense for people anyway, so they may see through it, but I'm just trying to increase the odds of that person, the con person, presenting their con self. If it's a romantic relationship, let that person know in advance, hey, this is going to be an interrogation with my family. We're not going to this family function and tee-hee-hee. It's about to be hot seat time. So they know up front they're going to have to answer some questions. And how they react to those questions and that pressure will give you a lot of information. Number 3, verify. And again, I say verify. Ask questions about the project. Meet the partners. Speak to the different organizations that are supposed to be a part of the plans. Pop up at the job with lunch. Blue's Clues tried to tell us something, so we need to activate those detective skills when it comes to interacting with people. Information has to be checked out on multiple levels. Let me say that again.
Check it out on multiple levels.
Just because they can produce a document, looking at you, Legion, or they can make it sound really good and have you meet somebody, but that's because they brought somebody into their scam, Dalia DiPolito, or however you say your name. They know how to present you with the information that they need to get over on you. So check it on multiple levels. Step 4. So you find everything is pretty much legit enough. And so you decide to go through with the business venture. You decide to pursue the religion. You decide to pursue the relationship. You do not want to give them full access to your life. Make sure they have a limited access to your assets. If y'all are talking about a joint account, deposit some of your money, not all of your hard-earned cash. Even with accountants, you need to check their work, or at least act like you're checking their work so they don't get too comfortable. One person reviewing deposits and making the choices with the cash increases the odds of fraud. They're the only ones looking at the numbers. They're going to feel like they can get away with some things. So if you find yourself signing away your house or your children, then you probably have given up too much and you want to cut back. Protect the goods at all costs. My last tip number 5, is having self-confidence. When you make your goals for each quarter or the year, make sure to focus on increasing your self-confidence. Not saying you got to be cocky, not saying you got to be arrogant and rude and think you better than other people, but you need to have some confidence to yourself. Con man is just a shorter word for confidence man. That's what it stands for. So trust your intuition and your life experience. If you really aren't there yet, if you really don't feel confident, then pull information from multiple places and people. Don't just rely on that one individual, telling you things. You don't want to trust one person or one group so much that you ignore the little voice inside of yourself. Just because you didn't go to that same desert for spiritual awakening as that person doesn't mean that you can't grow and learn information. Recognize that you can determine what's best for you. One last honorable tip is, if you ever find yourself in this situation where someone pulls a fast one over on you, realize and recognize that we're not perfect and stuff happens in this human experience. So give yourself some grace. These individuals have had way more practice taking advantage of people than you will ever know. Then they are very good at finding their next victim. So take it easy on yourself. Assess how you got there and pivot with the information that you learned from the situation. Then share your story with others so they can learn too. If you learned something from this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to comment below on one of the craziest scams that you have ever heard. If you didn't learn anything from this video and feel you have better tips for the people, please share them down below. People are always lurking and scheming, so let's help each other out with staying informed.